to a new series here on the channel where I'm going to be teaching you how to make a 2D platformer game in Unity 5. Now, in this series, you're going to learn the basics of how to use Unity, as well as how to make your own 2D graphics, the basics of C# coding. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is download Unity. Now, if you already have it, you can skip this part, but you're going to want to pick your plan, which I'm assuming if you're watching this tutorial series, you're a beginner or a hobbyist that just wants to make games for themselves. But if you're not, you can also get the Plus Edition or the Pro Edition. But for now, you're probably just going to want to get the free Personal Edition, which if you go to here, you will be able to download the latest version. Now, for this series, I'm going to be using Unity 5. Now, the latest version at the time of making this is Unity 2017. Now, it should carry over, but if you would like to use the same version as me, you can go to the Unity archive and download Unity 5, which is what I'm going to be using. I'm using 5.5.3, and to get there, you can just Google Unity archive, and you will find the archive where you can go and get pretty much whatever version you want. It's your choice. You can get whatever you want, but 2017 should work if you want the latest version. Okay, now that you've downloaded and installed Unity onto your computer, once you open it, you will see this. Now, obviously, you're not going to have these. These are my projects that I've already created. For you, this will be blank, but you're just going to want to go up here and hit New Project. And then once that loads, you'll be able to name the project whatever you want. I'm just going to be naming it 2D Platformer. Now, you can go to here to navigate anywhere you want on your computer to where to save it. You can pick an organization if you have one. And then over here, you can select 3D or 2D. Now, since this is a 2D platformer, we obviously want a 2D game. And the rest of it, you don't need to mess with currently, so you can just hit Create Project. Okay, once you create your project, you're going to see this once Unity creates your project and opens. Now, I know this can be overwhelming. It was for me when I started, but I'm going to explain what all of these windows are and what everything is. So basically, this window right here in the middle, this is your game window. So you're going to be able to see all your objects and all that, and you have the play buttons up here. So this is going to be where you're testing your game. Now you can see up here there are the different tabs. So the Scene tab is where you're going to edit your game. The Game tab shows you what your game is going to be looking like. And the Asset Store allows you to download assets made by other people to use in your game. You won't really have to use this for this tutorial because you're going to be making your own, but if you want to, you can. Over here, we have the Hierarchy tab. This is just going to show you everything you have in your scene, so you know what objects you have and where they are. Over here, in the Inspector, this is going to be where you change properties to your objects to make them do certain things. And down here, you have your file pathfinding, so you can have all your scripts and your materials and all your stuff down here, and you'll be able to pathfind them and sort them and all that kind of stuff. And then you also have the Console tab, which we'll be able to use this to have our scripts say certain things when certain things happen, and it'll basically help us debug code if something goes wrong. Now, up here, you can see all of these different things. These are the different manipulation tools. So you can just grab stuff, you can move stuff, rotate stuff, scale stuff. Those are just the manipulation tools. For now, we don't need to mess with those. And that's basically the entire setup. You can also take certain things and move them. So if I wanted my Game tab to be there, I could do that. If I wanted it to be over here, I could do that. You can move these around and get it to how you like it. Or you can just leave it how it is, which is what I normally do. Okay, now I'm going to tell you how to navigate through your scene window. The first thing, you can use your scroll wheel to zoom in and out, and you can hold down the right-click button to drag around and look. Now, those are basically the only controls. There are some more advanced ones that we won't be using, until later in the series, but those are the main controls. Now, I normally set up some basic folders in my pathfinding so I can sort things. Normally, I will create a folder for scripts. Now, to create a folder, you just right-click in this thing and go to Create and Folder. We're going to want a Scenes folder. We're going to want a Materials. We're going to want Textures. We want Sprites. And we're also going to want Prefabs. Now, these are the basic folders that you're going to need. If you don't know what all of these things are yet, that's fine. I'll explain all of them in later videos. But for now, that's just going to be the basic folders. Now, you might also notice that up here it says Untitled. That means the scene you're in right now has not been saved or titled, so we're going to want to save it. So you can either hit Command S, and that will bring up the Save menu, or you can go to your top bar and go to File and Save Scenes. Now, I'm just going to name this scene Test for now, because this scene may not be added to the game. This is just going to be where we test stuff and get it to work, and then later on we'll make more scenes, and I'm just going to drag this into my scene folder to keep it sorted. Okay, now that we've created our scene, we're going to want to save our project, because currently these folders are not saved down here, so we want to save those. So if you go up to the top section and go to File, you can see Save Project. Now, whenever you're done with the tutorial, you're always going to want to save scenes and save project. I'm not going to say to do this in every tutorial, so you're going to have to just remember, but you're going to want to save both, otherwise you might lose stuff. Okay, so the main things that we're going to be adding to our game in this series are obviously the basic ability to move around and progress through the level. We're going to add different ground textures and different interactable objects. We're going to add certain buttons and things that you can interact with to change different things and trigger like doors to open and stuff like that. And we're also going to try to do some puzzle aspects to it, so we can have some puzzle areas where you gotta figure out how to get to a certain location. And then we're also going to try to add a final boss into the game that will fight, and we're also going to have enemies throughout the levels. Okay, in the next video, we are going to be creating our character, animating it, and importing it into Unity so we can start coding it and get him to move around. Okay, and the last thing I want to mention in this video, if there's something you want to see in the final product of this, comment it down below and I will do my best to add it in. Okay everyone, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, and if you really liked it, make sure to subscribe. Bye!